Good morning, students. Today we are going to continue studying 7.2, but we are going to learn how to find the equation of the form y equals to mx plus c, and or you can say also y equals mx plus b using a graph or without a graph. And we have to know that also if the line is passing through the origin, then c, which is the y-intercept, is equal to 0, so it's y equals mx. Don't forget to always keep it in mind that m is the slope or the gradient and c or b is the y-intercept with the y-axis. Now this exercise is like a recap of what we took in 7.1. In order to draw this line, you have to draw the table of values, and we said before the easiest points to take them is from -2 to 2, and then you will substitute. So if you took x as -2, you will say 2 times -2 minus 2 to get -6. And then you will plot -2, -6 on the graph, on the grid. And then you will take the second point. If x is -1, then the answer will be -4, and then you will plot it on the grid. Then you will take it for 0 to get 0 minus 2, and then 1, and then you'll plot the point 1, 0, then 2, 2. After that, you join all these points together to get this line. Now, what happens if I don't have the equation and I have to find it? It depends on the given in the question. Here he gave you the slope and the y-intercept because he said and passing through the y-axis. So this one is the y-intercept. Since it's a line, so it's following this form, y equals mx plus c, you just substitute m by 5 and c by -3, and then you simplify to get y equals 5x minus 3. Here also you have to find the equation, but here he didn't give you the y-intercept, he gave you a point and a slope. So since it's you will write the linear form, y equals mx plus b or y equals mx plus c, and then you will try to substitute m, x, and y. So y is 7, m is a 3, and x is -2. Then you will solve for b. 7 is equal to -6 plus b. So to get rid of -6 to solve it, you have to use the inverse operation. So b is equal to 13, and then you will write the equation. In this exercise, you have to find the gradient. He gave you the graph. So to find the gradient, you have two methods, either to find it using the graph, first method, or to calculate it as a second method. You will choose two points, and then you will find the run and rise of the points. Two squares. That's the run, and here is the rise. So it's rise over run, y over x. So it's 2 over 2 equals to 1. Now, if you did it by calculations, you have to write the coordinates of each point, and then you will subtract the y first, 4 minus 2, and then over 2 minus 0, which is equals also to 1. Now, find the y-intercept. We said that the y-intercept is where the line intersects by the y-axis. So here it intersects at 2. So the point is 0, 2. Find the equation of the line. We follow this form, y equals mx plus c, and then you will substitute m and c. What is m? I already found it, 1. What is c? We already found it, 2. So the equation is y equals x plus c, x plus 2. Now that's the highest level between the exercises, is when you are going to find the equation without giving you the slope, just giving you 2 points, which means you have to search for the slope using this formula. It's y over x, but it's y, you have to subtract the y between the 2 points and the x between the 2 points, and you have to take care of the signs. If you notice, it's 15 minus 3, but down it's 5 minus, and x is -1, so minus negative, it's positive, so it's 12 divided by 6, which is 2. Now we use the linear equation form, which is y equals mx plus c, and you will substitute. Choose one of these 2 points and to substitute it. Instead of m, you will put 2. Let's choose the first one, point, -1, 3. And then you will solve for c to get 5, and then you will put it in the equation y equals 2x plus 5, where 2 is the slope m and 5 is c. Let's solve another exercise about the previous objective, how to find an equation between 2 points. Since you don't have the slope, so you have to find it. It's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then you will discover that the slope is 2. So you'll say y is equal to x plus c, and then you will choose a point 2, 5, or 4, 9 to substitute it. I will choose the first point, so you will put, instead of y, you will put 5, and instead of x, you will put 2. And then you will solve for c. 5 is equal to 2 times 2, 4. And then you will subtract to get c is equal to 1. So the equation is y equals 2x plus 1. The summary of our lesson. We said that the linear equation form is y equals mx plus c. If the line is passing through the origin, then c is 0, y equals to mx. We said also to find the gradient, you have to choose 2 points if you are using the graph, rise over run, and if the and you can use the formula m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 y. And then we took how to find the equation of a line in different cases, and if you don't have the slope, you have to search for it, and then to substitute a point xy in the formula y equals mx plus c. That's your homework for today, and thank you for listening.